Meet Joe, or as he used to be known, Higan. He's a ninja on the run, hiding out in small-town America, trying to leave his assassin days behind. Think cozy family life, barbecues, and zero sword fights. Sounds nice, right? Well, not for long. One night, his past comes knocking, or more accurately, breaking and entering with a vengeance. A squad of assassins from his old ninja clan shows up, and they're not here to borrow sugar. They're here for payback. Why? Because Joe broke the ninja bro code, ditched the clan, and dared to have a normal life. So, they do the unthinkable, wiping out his family in a brutal ambush. Joe sheds his suburban dad vibes and becomes Ninja Kamui, a 21st-century ninja who's all about dishing out justice and slicing through bad guys with style. We kick things off in the most dramatic way possible. A lone man surrounded by a squad of elite masked ninjas. Think Bruce Lee meets a horror movie. He's holding his ground like a pro, taking them on with fists of fury and sheer determination. For a hot second, it looks like he might just win, but alas, the ninjas overwhelm him, and one of them finishes the job in a spectacularly brutal fashion. Mystery man down. Cut to a much more serene scene Joe Logan, a regular guy with a beautiful family, doing regular family stuff. Joe's got a loving wife, Sarah, and a young son, Ren, who has an adorable obsession with his kabuki mask. On the surface, life looks perfect, but things quickly take a dark turn. Sarah hears about a murder that hits way too close to home. She's clearly freaked out and drops a name that sends a chill down your spine. The Reaper. This isn't just an ominous nickname, it's a giant red flag that screams danger. Sarah's got this gut feeling that trouble is on the way, but Joe reassures her that they are safe and no one's know about them. A few days pass, and the news gets worse. The masked killers strike again, taking out 3 more victims, each death more gruesome than the last. It's a full-blown massacre, and the killers are making it clear. No one is safe. Then comes the night that changes everything. The ninjas find Joe's house, and it's not a friendly visit. They're here to finish what they started. But Joe isn't going down without a fight. He channels his inner action hero and takes them on with an impressive set of skills that scream this guy's got a past. For a while, he's holding his own, dodging attacks and dishing out punishment. But these ninjas didn't come to play fair. Joe is eventually overwhelmed, pinned down, and left paralyzed. And then the unthinkable happens. Sarah is brutally murdered right in front of him, followed by their son Ren. Joe, unable to move or defend them, is also left for dead. But plot twist, Joe doesn't stay dead. Somehow, against all odds, Joe survives and wakes up in a hospital. He's alive, but he's broken emotionally, physically, and probably spiritually. Enter FBI agents Mike and Emma, who show up with questions. They're convinced Joe knows who's behind the attack, but Joe isn't talking. He's got his own plan, and chatting with the feds isn't one of them. As if things weren't already intense enough, Joe gets ambushed again, this time on the hospital roof. But this isn't the same Joe who got taken down in his house. This Joe is done playing defense. He goes full ninja, unleashing a level of violence that makes the earlier attacks look like playground scuffles. He's slicing, dicing, and taking out ninjas left and right in ways that would make even the most seasoned action stars whine. By the end of the fight, the roof is a blood-soaked battlefield. Joe faces off against the ninja leader, and it's a showdown for the ages. Joe doesn't just win, he obliterates his opponent, leaving no doubt that he's not someone you mess with. But before the leader dies, Joe demands answers. How did they find him? Who sent them? The pieces are starting to fall into place, but we're left with more questions than answers. With the fight over, Joe heads back to a place he clearly swore he'd never return to, his old house. Inside, he tears down a wall to reveal a hidden stash, a ninja blade, a mask, and what's left of his old life. This isn't just a cache of weapons. It's a symbol of a past Joe has been running from, but not anymore. There, a super secret ninja clan operating in Japan. Think shadowy, ultra-disciplined assassins who would probably ghost you faster than lightning. These guys are the real deal, and they've been doing their thing under the radar forever. But when a massive terrorist attack forces them to spill their secrets to other countries, things get messy. And when I say messy, I mean head on a spike for traitors messy. The Ninja Clan's #1 rule: betray us, and we'll find you, no matter where you hide or how many casseroles you bake to blend in with suburban life. Enter Joe Logan, aka Higan. Turns out his family was on the clan's naughty list, and the punishment wasn't a stern lecture. It was total annihilation. Next, we catch up with Higan, who's not exactly sipping cocktails on a beach after the massacre of his family. Instead, he's being patched up by Kagari, an old friend who knows Higan's ninja past and probably wishes he didn't. Higan's not looking for a full spa day though, telling his friend to fix him up enough to walk so he can interrogate that one ninja I didn't kill. Once he's back on his feet, he tortures him like a pro. But the guy doesn't crack. Big mistake. Higan's patience runs out, and the interrogation ends with the poor guy getting torched like a campfire. Meanwhile, FBI agent Mike Morris, who's been on Higan's trail, is in hot water after the hospital massacre. His boss told him to drop the case, or he's fired. But Mike clearly missed the memo about work-life balance because he's not letting it go. With his partner, Emma, by his side, they start digging deeper into Higan's past, only to discover something wild. Joe Logan and his family don't officially exist. No records, no tax returns, nothing. It's like they were were ghosts the whole time, which just makes Mike even more obsessed. Higan's on a mission of his own. He's chasing every lead he can find, but it's like trying to catch smoke. Frustrated and out of options, he decides to do the unthinkable. Team up with Mike. Yep, the same guy who wants to arrest him. Higan calls Mike and says they need to talk, but because he's a ninja and can't resist being extra, he keeps hanging up mid-call to mess with Emma's tracking attempts. Eventually, they agree to meet. When they do, it's awkward at first. Higan wants to know if Mike's got any dirt on the serial murders plaguing the city. Mike have the information, but would tell him right after he arrests him. But before he can slap on the cuffs, another ninja literally drops in out of nowhere. This guy isn't just any ninja, he's the bullet-cutting, blade-swinging kind who makes regular ninjas look like kids playing dress-up. Mike tries to shoot him, but Ninja Extraordinaire slices the bullets in half like he's auditioning for a samurai movie. Then, to really drive home the point, the ninja injures Mike. Big mistake. Higan steps in, and it's a showdown for the ages. Long story short, Higan wipes the floor with the guy because, well, he's Higan. After the fight, Higan decides it's time for some truth bombs. He reveals to Mike that he's actually Joe Logan, the man Mike's been chasing this whole time. To prove it, he uses a fancy digital mask that shows his real face. Like, surprise, it's me. Just as things are getting juicy, chaos strikes again. Suddenly, the building is hit by a hailstorm of bullets, and because why not? An RPGG? The whole place explodes in a Michael Bay-worthy spectacle. Mike somehow walks away without a Scratch movie logic, am I right? But Higan, he uses the chaos to pull a classic ninja vanish. 1 second he's there, and the next, poof, he's gone. Some poor aristocrat and his bodyguard get brutally offed by what looks like a demon party gone wrong. Spoiler alert, it's not demons. Turns out it's a tiny, deadly dwarf assassin who's out here working overtime for Master Yamazi. Yamazi, who's as chill as a guy suggesting murder can be, tells the assassin he's got a new target, Joe Logan, aka Higan. And oh boy, does this assassin look thrilled, like he just won the Ninja Hitman lottery. Now, Yamazi isn't just your run-of-the-mill ninja boss. He's the kind of guy who casually decides exiled ninjas aren't ninjas anymore, they're traitors. And what do traitors get? A one-way ticket to being unalive. The goal? Kill them all before the world learns about their secret shadow clan. Yamazi even throws in some juicy gossip, claiming they've already killed Higan once. But here's the kicker. Higan didn't stay dead. Why? Apparently, he might have pulled some ancient ninja magic out of his bag of tricks, because he's back and madder than ever. Meanwhile, we meet Zaya, this totally psychopathic ninja who's infamous for hunting down defectors like he's playing a game of ninja tag, except the losers get, killed. Zai's still salty because he fought Higan once and got his butt handed to him. Cut to FBI agent Mike Morris, who's having an awkward coffee date with his ex-partner. This guy warns Mike to stop poking around, or he'll lose his badge for absolutely no reason. Oh, and he casually told him that he knows Mike and Joe Logan, aka Higan, had a little private conversation at some rundown diner last night. But does this scare Mike? Nope. In fact, he drops a bomb. He knows Ayuza, some shady megacorporation, is involved. At the mere mention of Ayuza, Mike's ex-partner turns pale and nopes out of there fast. Later at home, Mike spills the tea to Higan about the blades used by those ninja assassins. Turns out they're made from some super special alloy, and guess who holds the patent? Yep, Ayuza. Oh, and fun fact, Ayuza apparently has its greasy hands all over the FBI too. Mike and Higan decide to team up to crack this case, because nothing says bromance like taking on a terrifyingly powerful corporation together. They even rope in Emma, Mike's tech-savvy partner, to help. Emma does her research and basically confirms what we all suspected. Ayuza's the corporate version of a supervillain. They're into everything military, telecoms, you name it, and anyone who so much as mildly inconveniences them, gone. Like, poof. Their hit list is practically a who's who of people who tick them off. Oh, and remember the guy who got brutally murdered in the opening scene? Yeah. He's just one of many. Meanwhile, Yamazi swings by Ayuza's HQ to have a little chat with their CEO. He lays down the law. No attacking ninjas excommunicated or otherwise without his permission. The CEO's probably sweating bullets under that fancy suit. But Yamazi is cool as a cucumber. Back in Ninja Land, Higan and his crew get ambushed by a hooded ninja who apparently brought rockets to the fight. Yeah, rockets. Who does that? But of course, this guy's no match for Higan, who takes him down. Higan then gets a mysterious call. And his expression says it all. He knows exactly who's on the other end of the line. Higan, our brooding undead ninja legend, getting an anonymous call. You know it's serious because it's one of those calls. The mysterious voice on the other end spills the tea, breaking into Auza City. Yeah, that's a suicide mission. The place is locked down tighter than a billionaire's wine cellar. But here's the twist. The caller claims he's just like Higan, an exiled ninja out of the clan, and probably holding a grudge bigger than a samurai sword. He offers to help and drops a meeting location like it's some ninja Tinder match. Meanwhile, we switch to FBI agent Mike, who's got a tragic backstory because of course he does. Turns out he's haunted by the memory of losing his son. Heartbreaking, yes, but this guy doesn't have time to wallow. He's got conspiracies to bust, teaming up with Emma, the genius hacker, and Higan. They brainstorm their next move because, surprise, the FBI isn't thrilled about their extracurricular activities. Emma, being the MVP, stumbles upon a dark web group that's been keeping tabs on Oz's shady business. And guess what? Rumor has it Oz's working on weapons that could literally control entire nations. Nothing major, just casual world domination tech. Mike, ever the protective dad friend, tells Emma to back off. But Emma, she's not having it. Meanwhile, over at Oza HQ, the CEO is doing villain things like being both evil and impressed. She finds out Higan demolished their high-tech, super OP prototype warrior. This thing was supposed to handle armies solo, and Higan took it out before lunch. But does this faze her? Nope. She's already plotting to gather more data to upgrade her deadly toys. On the ninja side of things, Master Yamazi is doing his best. Ignore. He's convinced Mike is just a regular human and not even a blip on his radar. Like, this guy's plan A for Mike is to ignore him, and plan B is to kill him if he becomes annoying. We also get a juicy flashback where we see Higan, Jai, and Mari as baby ninjas completing their training. They're sworn into the Sacred Ninja Art Club, with Yamazi ominously reminding them that these techniques are super secret. Spoiler alert, that rule's probably going to get broken. Back to present-day action. Higan shows up at the mystery meeting spot and, surprise, gets another call. This caller's like a ninja tech support hotline, breaking down the bonkers security setup in Oza City. Cameras everywhere, sensors galore, and, oh yeah, weaponized drones that will 100% kill you on sight. But the caller also comes with solutions. A secret ninja-friendly route into the city, plus a promise to hack their security cameras and cut the power once Higan's in position. With this intel, Higan goes full ninja mode, sneaking into the city despite a hailstorm of bullets and guards popping up like NPCs in a video game. He cuts through them like butter because he's Higan. But just as he's nearing the electric field that protects Oz's HQ, he gets yeeted back by the current. And that's when we get the oh no moment. Jai, his old rival, is standing on the other side, looking smug as ever. Higan face to face with Zai, who's chilling on the other side of that high-tech electric field. Zai was actually the mystery caller all along. You know, the one who gave Higan the cheat code to infiltrate Zhao City. Higan, understandably, is not in the mood for surprises. He told him that Mari is dead. Then he hit Zai with the big question. Was it Yamazi who ordered her death? But Zai is silent, brooding villain thing. No answers, just an icy stare and walks away. Meanwhile, Yamazi's hired assassin, the genius idea. Let Higan stroll right into the city like he owns the place, then unleash a bunch of elite ninjas to take him out. The CEO hears this and basically throws a villain party, because this fight is going to be a goldmine of data for his evil science experiments. Over on Team Good Guys, Mike's on the hunt for an ex-Oza employee named Jason Cardenas. This guy's been off the grid for years, probably living on snacks and pure hatred for his old company. Turns out, Jason isn't just bitter, he's also brilliant. He's built a whole server room just to hack Oza and take them down. Mike shows up and asks him if wants to help save the world. Jason agrees, but only after Mike promises to play bodyguard. Jason dives into Oza's server and, jackpot, he finds a shady file. Social security numbers? Check. Price tags? Check. Looks like Oza's in the business of buying fake identities. But then, Mike spots Emma's name on the list. Before they can piece it all together, Oza's digital bouncers kick them out of the server. As if that's not bad enough, Oza sends their goons to Jason's hideout to capture him. Mike and Jason hop in a car, but the mercenaries are hot on their trail, turning the highway into a scene straight out of Fast and Furious. Bullets fly, cars crash, and they barely escape until they don't. A collision sends them spinning into chaos, and now they're dodging both assassins and oncoming traffic. Back in Zhao City, Yamazi unleashes his ninja army on Higan. And let me tell you, Higan doesn't just fight, he slices and dices. These highly trained ninjas go down faster than a bowl of ramen on a cold day. Higan's cutting through them like he's in a cooking show. Then, Higan spots the big bad himself, Yamazi. He charges after him, vengeance in his eyes. But no, not so fast. Cybernetic Assassins enters and they are not messing around. And Higan finds himself on the wrong end of a beatdown. It's brutal. By the time they're done, Higan's basically out of juice, barely holding it together. Just when it looks like it's game over, Zai shows up again. He tells Higan to quit while he's ahead, which is rich coming from the guy who just ghosted him earlier. But then plot twist, Zai does something completely unexpected. Instead of finishing off Higan, he starts slicing up the cybernetic assassins. Then one of the assassins uses the chaos to grab Higan and hightail it out of there. A breaking news. Ayuza City just got rocked by an explosion, while everyone's still picking their jaws up off the floor. Some mystery voice hijacks the airwaves and tells everyone to go full manhunt on Higan. Why? Because our boy managed to escape. Meanwhile, Higan wakes up in a laboratory, Standing over him is none other than Emma, now rocking some seriously high-tech armor. And guess what? Emma's not just your friendly neighborhood FBI agent. Nope, she's been undercover this whole time, working for some shadowy group that wants to crack the code on Higan's whole shenanigan. Turns out she was the one secretly feeding Higan info to help him break into Ayuza City. But don't get too comfortable, Emma's playing her own game here. While Higan's busy digesting all this drama, miles away, Mike wakes up looking like a human burrito wrapped in bandages. He's been out cold for 10 days, and Jason's informed Chajam of a bad news. Mike is already on Ayuza's hit list, but Mike is cool with it. Instead, he told him that they should focus on tracking down those names from Ayuza's shady server file. Back in the lab, Emma's cooking up something wild, a new ninja suit for Higan. And it's not just any suit. This bad boy, nicknamed Kamui, is the ninja equivalent of a sports car. Faster, deadlier, and way cooler than anything else out there. Only catch, Higan's gotta sync the suit with his nervous system. And here's the kicker. We finally learn it was Emma who saved Higan the night his family was killed. Flashback time. Disguised as a clan assassin, Emma basically hit Higan with a freeze ray well, needles that put his body into suspended animation. But she could only do it once, and by the time she got there, Mari and the kid were gone. Higan was all she could save, and she's been carrying that guilt ever since. As if things couldn't get worse, Ayuza's assassins track Emma to her mobile hideout, a tricked-out truck straight out of an action movie. Emma holds her own, but the armored assassin is an absolute beast. Despite her best efforts, she's outmatched. In her final moments, Emma taps into Higan's subconscious. She spills the truth. Mari saved her life once, and they stayed close. On the night Mari died, she called Emma for help. Emma arrived too late to save Mari and her son, but managed to rescue Higan instead. Through tears and regret, Emma apologizes for failing to save his family and says goodbye. But just when the assassin's about to land the final blow, Higan finally syncs with the Kamui suit. And let me tell you, he's not just ready for a fight, he's ready to unleash pure, unfiltered chaos. Higan fully synced with his super slick Kamui armor, ready to throw hands and then some. Enter the Ayuza assassin, still riding high from his last victory. But this time, Higan's not playing around. He's faster, stronger, and slicing through moves like he's playing a video game on cheat mode. In just a few minutes, our boy puts the assassin in his place. And get this, the assassin, mid-defeat, actually admits he's a goat ninja. But of course, assassin's gotta assassin. So this guy's got one last trick, a self-destruct move. Classic bad guy stuff. Higan, being the absolute ninja beast he is, yanks the guy out of his armor just in time. He's not about to let him off easy. Nope, if Higan's giving you a send-off, it's gonna be memorable and probably painful. Meanwhile, back at Ayuza HQ, the CEO is having the time of his life watching Higan tear through his enemies in the Kamui suit. He's so hyped he even suggests to pay this guy for his performance data. Yamazi, being the buzzkill he is, shoots it down like, dude, have you lost it? Just get Jai to deal with him already. But let's rewind the clock a little, because it's story time with Emma. Turns out, Emma's bond with Mari runs way deeper than we thought. Mari wasn't just her mentor, she was a full-blown superhero to Emma, saving her from more life-threatening situations than Emma could count. Unlike the brutal, emotionless ninja clan, Mari was the real deal, kind, caring, and compassionate. And despite Emma's scars from a nasty accident, Mari treated her like family. Who doesn't love Mari at this point? Emma spills more tea. Mari had this whole ninja philosophy where she didn't use her blade to attack or kill, only to protect. Under Mari's wing, Emma learned the secret art of putting someone into suspended animation, aka ninja life hacks, and saw Mari's genius in creating tech that let defectors literally change their faces. Emma couldn't bring herself to hurt Mari and, in a dramatic twist, tried to end her own life instead. Mari stopped her because Mari is the hero we all need and told her to live on. While Mari escaped into hiding with baby Higan, Emma stayed behind, keeping tabs on Ayuza and Yamazi's shady moves. Fast forward, and she ends up infiltrating the FBI when Mike started poking around Ayuza's dirty laundry. Back in the present, Emma drops the bombshell to Higan. Yamazi is officially kicking his evil master plan into high gear, and just like that, the stakes couldn't be higher. The CEO of Ayuza Enterprises in full Bond villain mode. He's delivering a smug monologue about his pride and joy. The Ayuza reactor. This bad boy pumps out 2.5 million kilowatts per second, basically enough power to outshine 1.5 nuclear plants. But wait, there's more. The reactor is fueled by cubarium, some fancy new element that produces unlimited heat through fusion. The CEO's master plan? Build more reactor. But first, he needs the Department of Energy to say yes. Problem is, the secretary isn't buying his sales pitch. Too bad for the secretary, because the CEO has already greased enough palms to secure the green light. Meanwhile, Emma has the tea on Yamazi's plans. And spoiler alert, it's not good. Turns out, Yamazi has turned the Ninja Clan into Ayuza's personal hit squad. Their goal? Seize control of global energy infrastructure and quietly take over countries from the inside. Emma is not impressed. She tells Higan that this isn't the ninja way. As the chaos ramps up, Emma drops an EMP bomb, an actual electromagnetic pulse. It fries every piece of tech in the city, creating the perfect opportunity for her and Higan to make their escape. Emma's plan is twofold: juice up the Gusoku gear and snag some portable energy tanks. But she warns Higan to keep his rage in check. Emma sneaks into the atomic facility, swipes the energy tanks, and makes it halfway to freedom before Ayuza sends in their next-level assassin. This one's rocking metallic caterpillars for hands. Luckily, Higan swoops in to save Emma. But even with his Kamui armor, Higan's struggling against the caterpillar-handed weirdo. Emma flips the script by cutting the power, forcing the assassin to retreat. That's the end of the recap. Let us know if you want part 2 by leaving a comment in the comment section down below. Also, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel to avoid being virgin forever. See you guys in the next video.